Welcome, race fans. The Coca Cola 600 is the longest running race sponsorship in motorsports. Through this great annual tradition, Coca Cola invites friends, families, and all NASCAR fans to get together to celebrate Memorial Day weekend, kick off summer, open a Coke, and open a little happiness.
It's time to drop the green flag on 600 miles of excitement. So grab an ice-cold Coke and enjoy tonight's Coca Cola 600.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It is a beautiful, bright, and sunny afternoon in the Carolinas. Temperature in the 80s, few puffy clouds in the skies, and nice to see a nearly full grandstand. At Charlotte Motor Speedway, nearly 140,000 people are here for this running of the Coca Cola 600. Hi, everybody. Mike Joy with Darrell Waltrip and Larry McReynolds. In the 50-year history of this race, no one has gone to victory lane as many times as the man to my left. Darrell Waltrip won this race 5 times. How do you do it?
Well, for one thing, you don't get frustrated. You know, your car may not be perfect. You're going to have to give the team, you're going to have to give the crew chief a chance to work on it, to get it where you can drive it. Just like we saw in the All-Star race. Kurt Busch didn't have the best car all night long, but he had the best car when it counted. He relied on his crew chief. He listened. He picked his fights, and when it was time to go, he went. That's how you win the Coke 600.
Larry, this has been a season of many changes, but tonight will be an evening of many changes.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mike, this race is 100 miles longer than any other race that we run. And of our 36 races, there's no race conditions that change as much from the start to the finish as the 600 miles, 400 laps we're going to go through tonight. These crew chiefs are going to have to get very aggressive with changes on their car as we go through those changes. Yeah, it's going to be a mental challenge for my driver, but it's going to be a mental challenge for me as a crew chief and a huge physical challenge for those pit crews. They're going to make a ton of pit stops tonight during this 600-mile race.
Tell me one more time you're going to make it better for me.
Just hang in there with me.
All right, we're ready to race in Charlotte. Here is a look at the starting lineup for tonight's Coca Cola 600. Brad Keselowski goes to the rear because he is in a backup car after a practice crash early in the week and did not use the same engine in the car in which he qualified. Todd Bodine has also made a change, and his car will also start in the rear. Take a look at these front 5 spots carefully, because half the Coca Cola 600 have been won from the front 5 starting positions. Ryan Newman trails only David Pearson in poles 1 for the Coca Cola 600. Darrell, who are you going to dial up?
Let's see if we get Casey Kane here. He's starting outside second row. Casey Kane is DW Fox Sports. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got a copy, Darrell.
Hey, buddy, you got a nice starting spot there. These 1.5 miles have been good to you. How's it looking for tonight?
Well, yesterday was really good practice. The Budweiser armored car was fast, so we'll see what happens. Definitely excited to be racing today on Memorial Day, and we had a fast car yesterday. We had a great nationwide car yesterday as well, so hopefully we can keep that rolling tonight.
Yeah, 10-4. Casey, are you going to try to run the top to bottom? I mean, there just seems to be just a multitude of different grooves that people are running here. What's your plan for the evening?
Yeah, I worked really hard on a couple of areas on the track yesterday, and I think the top's going to be pretty fast here when the sun's out. But come tonight, you'll be able to go anywhere. At least the guy that wins will be able to go anywhere. So hopefully. We have that figured out by tonight, but I think the top's going to be pretty fast once the tires get hot here in about lap 10 or so.
All right, my friend, good luck tonight, and bring on engine number 9 back to the line, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Today's race is brought to you by Budweiser, the beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Budweiser, it's what we do.
Now let's take a look at our FedEx understanding the race, and we're not going to necessarily look at trends or patterns. We're going to look at the condition changes that we're going to go through tonight. Daylight, which we're going to take the green flag. twilight will go through, and we'll end this race at night. Now, the first conditions when they take the green flag, here's what they're going to experience. You can see the air temperature 185 degrees, track temperature 111, track conditions, it's going to be slick. They're going to be complaining about no grip. The trouble spots will be turn 2 and turn 3. That's where the sun's hitting right now. The car needs more grip front and rear, and what we'll do is we get through this race, when we get to twilight night, we'll explain those conditions and what they're going to be looking for as far as changes.
All right, let's get a quick word from pit road. Steve Burns.
Well, Mike, Jimmy Johnson has so much success here, 6 wins. But today, Chad Canal said until that sun goes down, we don't have any idea of how good we're really going to be at the end of the night. Matt Yoakum.
Statistically, Steve Burns, Charlotte is Kevin Harvick's worst racetrack, but you wouldn't know it this month of May. It's strong last week, strong again this week. But Gil Martin's concerned Larry Mack's first segment, the daylight, worried about the car being way too free early on. Chris Devoda?
Jeff Burton had one of the most consistent cars in all of the practice sessions, but he did not qualify for the All-Star race last week. He is lacking in nighttime laps with this new spoiler at this track. Mike?
Thanks, Krista. We're ready to race in Charlotte. You see them in turn 3 in bright sunlight. They'll come into turn 4 in the shade, and the shade will grow and the track will change.